this scam and this fraud that he's realised, oh, we can make loads of money doing this.
Why has YouTube not flagged this song and taken it down?
Talk about going down a rabbit hole. People who've got millions of subscribers who potentially are breaking the law as well.
Vanny's gonna be having such a heart attack when she watches your video. Oh man. Hey guys, I'm top music attorney Miss Krystle, and today I'm reacting to This is the biggest musical fraud I've ever seen by YouTube channel, Wings of Pegasus. Now, as I understand it, today we're going to be learning about YouTube infringers who take other people's music. They pretend that they're on these huge TV shows like America's Got Talent and X Factor, and they're not. And they're making a ton of money doing this. And it seems like YouTube is just letting it happen. Now, as I understand it, one of the positions taken in this video is that it is unlawful. It is illegal to do cover songs. Therefore, it would be copyright infringement to do a cover song. I will be addressing this as well as all the things in this video, so let's jump into it. And P.S. I am an entertainment attorney who specializes in music. I've been doing this for over 10 years. I have my own law firm, so I've dealt with all of these issues and more.
So, as you guys will know, if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, every video that I make, every analysis video is requested. And this request came through on Facebook. What the person was saying in their message, I couldn't believe, but I clicked on the link anyway to watch the video that they were referring to. And unbelievably, what they were saying was correct and totally legitimate about the particular video that I watched. And having watched that one video, I then did a bit of research into this trend that is happening on YouTube. And I'm going to give you the results of my research in this particular video, just so you guys know what's going on and you realize what people are doing in order to get views and ultimately make ad revenue from YouTube.
And because I forgot to say, get your gavels if you're excited. I'm excited for Wings of Pegasus. Let's go, let's go. And look, first and foremost, YouTube land is the wild, wild west, and I deal with this stuff all the time. And our clients who are in the entertainment space, sometimes their content is being stolen. There's infringement, people are impersonating them. So I'm guessing there's some or all of that happening with this exposed video.
And you'll be able to see the channel name on screen that it's coming from and the title of the video, so you can see who the offenders are. Now, what they're doing is they're taking the footage from reality competition shows like America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, the X Factor, all those kinds of shows. They're taking footage and they're green screening themselves, and they are then placing themselves on the stage. So
okay.
Obviously, if you have any background in production or video editing, you can tell that something's not quite right. But a lot of people don't realize they're watching these videos thinking that the person is actually singing, but they're not. It's fraudulent. It's a scam. And when I say it's a scam, it's because with all of these videos, whenever there's a copyright claim on a video that uses somebody else's song, somebody else's copyright material, you'll see that at the bottom of the video. It will say music in this video, and then it will name whoever it is and the record label that's taking the ad revenue. But guess what? For these videos, there are no claims. So it's falling through the net, probably because of the way that they're making the videos. There's no claim on this video, for example.
Okay, recap. So many things happening. So TV shows that we all know and love, and someone is coming in and allegedly green screening it, pretending it's America's Got Talent, X Factor, whatever the show is. We're gonna go through what potential trademark infringement, copyright infringement, publicity, all the things. But there's a second part. He's talking about copyright. Okay, so then the question is gonna be, well, what music are we listening to? Is it really copyrighted music? Are they cover songs? Let's keep going.
Example, which has had over 500,000 views. And that's over 500,000 views worth of ad revenue that is going somewhere.
Right.
So there's obviously an incentive to do this from a money perspective, but it is fraud because they sure as heck don't own the copyright to, first of all, the imagery that we're looking at. America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, the X Factor, those are all shows that own this imagery. So using it in the first place is illegal without their usually written permission. But then when we're talking about the songs, it's then obviously illegal to put somebody else's voice and pretend you're doing it and not say clearly at the beginning of the video and all over the video, by the way, this isn't my voice.
Well, and even if you say all over clearly in the video, all around the video, in the description of the video, that it's not yours, that still doesn't make it okay with copyright infringement issues. But for clarity, so far we're talking about trademark, so meaning the name of a TV show is owned by the TV show, so it's a source identifier. So in trademark land, we say something like a name, a logo, right, an image that identifies the source of the thing. We are the creators of this type of show called America's Got Talent. That's trademark. When we're dealing with copyright, it's the creative thing that is put into a tangible medium, meaning a song. And these are actually two totally different areas of law, but you can see there's crossover that happens because even in the way that a TV show generally looks, there might be copyright protection, right? In the distinctive elements as far as the coloring, any of the designs, if applicable, right? Because on some of these shows, we see like X's in a certain kind of way. All right, let's get back to this.
This is the voice of the original artist. So even here, you're going to assume that we're just about to watch America's Got Talent. So let's play this video.
Right.
And it's Got Talent Global. Cut to shots that are going to be owned by Simon Cowell and his company. And it's got to be probably America's Got Talent. Let's have a look. Now, the first clue, not that people are noticing this, but you can see how he's had to reverse the footage in the background in order to get around the algorithm that's going to spot that, oh, this is from America's Got Talent. So by reversing the image, it means that he can get away with it.
Okay. Well, real quick on that, just because I literally had this issue on my own channel from a company, it's called Splice. They got very upset with me and they were threatening all kinds of things, but they were upset about me using their name. Now we're going to get into fair use and when fair use does apply. And that actually includes this idea of nominative fair use, right? It's like a de minimis. It's a very little teensy weensy use of someone else's trademark for purposes of being able to just say, I'm talking about America's Got Talent. So if I put on my video that I'm talking about America's Got Talent, and then I'm using it in the framework of this is for education, commentary, newsworthiness, then it might fall under this, what we call nominative fair use. And so in that respect, it could be okay, but as we're looking at this title right now, on the title of it, it just leads you to believe, plus what we actually see, that this in fact is a video connected with America's Got Talent. And then the second piece is we saw the audience. We saw the audience, so this was real footage that was used from the show. I am guessing that the YouTuber who uploaded this video does not have a license to use that footage. Now we're getting into potential copyright infringement. A Music Attorney is your #1 legal resource for artists, producers, and record labels. Get contract templates, one-on-one legal advice, free master classes, and everything you need for your music business. Go to topmusicattorney.com.
So now, I think everyone would agree that this is somebody trying to make it look like they are performing on America's Got Talent. There has been absolutely zero effort here to tell people, oh, by the way, this isn't real. This is just me pretending for a bit of fun and using footage that I don't own.
Okay, so like a parody?
That all is owned by Psycho, the recording company, Simon Cowell's record label, all that kind of stuff, his production company as well. They haven't said anything about that. So just having a quick look through the comments section, it's obvious that some people don't realise what they're watching. And what rubs me up the wrong way is this kind of thing. Somebody's commented saying, this is only person who did justice to this song and the original singer, Bobby, may he rest in peace. And the person who's uploaded the video says thank you. They don't say, oh no, it's not me singing. I've just taken Bobby's voice and I'm miming. I'm pretending to do it on America's Got Talent. And I've never been on America's Got Talent and it's all fake. But thank you for the comment. He doesn't say that. He just says thank you.
Okay, so we're adding to the list. So in the disclaiming the use, it actually doesn't matter under copyright law. Copyright law, I always like to compare to speeding. If you get caught speeding, you get a ticket. Even if you don't know, you weren't paying attention, you weren't aware, it doesn't matter. If you did the thing, so in this case, if you took someone else's, let's say, footage from a TV show, or you took their song, you used it without permission, it's copyright infringement whether you meant to disclaim or forgot to disclaim, or it doesn't even matter. Because this question comes up a lot and they're like, well, if I just put a little description, I'm like, this is a cover song, no infringement intended, does that protect me? And the answer is no. And then 2, on our little notes that we're making, there's actual confusion. So meaning we saw in the comments of the video, are people getting confused by this as to the source of who made it, who it belongs to, who's singing? And the answer is yes.
To this person who's clearly thinking it's something that it's not. And then just scrolling down a little bit and you'll see these kinds of comments all over the place. I love America's Got Talent. I never thought that anyone would ever come close to the original, but this is a version that does it. It is the original. It's Bobby's voice, the original vocalist. The other side of the coin, it's actually the same side of the coin when you're talking about fraud. When we're talking about the fair use law and exception to copyright law, this is definitely not fair use, because the fair use law says that you have to transform whatever you're using in the video. So what have we learnt about Unchained Melody, the song, from this performance? You haven't learned anything. If anything, we have now been given lies that this person wasn't on America's Got Talent, it isn't their voice, all of these different things.
Real quick on that, so fair use is a defense to copyright infringement, meaning someone's like, hey, you took my thing, and you go, well, actually, it's allowable. It's infringement that is allowable by the government. It's a pretty short list, right? So it's, again, back to what I said, if you are using someone else's copyrighted content in the context of something that is newsworthy, that might be for parody purposes, that is for commentary, and then like with this channel, right, my channel, and I think like this channel that we're watching is also for education. So you can, just like he is showing these videos on his screen, he's okay to do that within the context of how he is doing it, because it's for commentary, criticism, education.
This person, this channel, have made multiple videos of doing the same thing. So they've got, you know, the ability to seemingly put on anybody's voice. And you can imagine how, with these kinds of videos, they go viral because people think it's something that it's not. So this channel's got 34.4 thousand subscribers, but this has had over 500,000 views, which means that the subscriber base is not viewing this. It's just being viewed all over the world by people that aren't subscribed because they think that it's something that it's not. So I've just got up on screen quickly some of the videos from this channel. You've got this one where it looks like he's on the X Factor. This one, America's Got Talent. This one's another talent show. This one's saying, let it be me, with next to Heidi Klum, it looks like. Then America's Got Talent, and then the Unchained Melody one. But look at the views. 1.5 million, 813,000, 782,000, 624,000, 559,000, 507,000.
When we're dealing with trademark infringement, we usually will bring like complaints on, you know, the show. We talk about the different, for example, we just covered OutKast, and they're suing an EDM group named ATLiens, and trademark infringement is the main heart of their claim. And they're like, there's dilution and confusion because people think that you are us. People think that you, EDM group, is actually OutKast because that name we came up with. We have used it for all these different decades. So that's why we noted the, you know, dilution issue. Now, in the copyright infringement arena, right, so we talk about when you get your copyright registration. So if, let's say, in the context of this song, and we're going to go through, I think, a couple of different songs. In the context of the song, if the song is registered for copyright protection, then the registrant has the ability to seek statutory damages. Statutory damages are up to $150,000 per infringement. So going back to our friend saying that he is seeing this happening on multiple videos, depending on who the owner of the copyrighted stuff is, that's how we do $150,000 times all the number of infringements. Let's keep going.
How this hasn't been spotted. Obviously I've spotted it, but it's because I've been, you know, tipped off by somebody on Facebook that it's going on. But not only that, that there must be a hell of a lot of ad revenue that is going somewhere, and this person knows exactly where that's going. So now we have channel number 2 that I've noticed doing this, and again, same scenario, 4.59 thousand subscribers, and this has had 824,934 views. So it's a video that has gone viral, but it's not the subscribers watching it, it's just it being watched around the internet. So again, a hell of a lot of ad revenue that is going somewhere, and this is even more interesting because it's a double fraud that are two things that are totally unrelated. So first of all, this person's pretending to sing, and let's listen.
Uh-oh.
And it's Celine Dion's voice. But where's the ad revenue going? The ad revenue is going to The Power of Love, Vanny Vabiola. And I wonder if I scroll down whether you can see. Here we go. So this is where the ad revenue is going. And this isn't Celine Dion. And this isn't the writer of The Power of Love. So what's gone on here? What's happened? Why is somebody else taking the ad revenue that should be going to the record label and Celine Dion herself, depending on how she's got her royalties set up? But it means that Vanny has registered this song as her song. So she's obviously done a cover of it and registered that cover as her song.
Right.
Again, which is illegal. You can't do that. So this means...
Oh, I love this cover. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I understand. I think what he's saying is that it's basically not okay to use someone else's song. Not that the song is illegal. It's okay to do cover songs. And so under US copyright law, there is a mechanical license that the music platforms have to get. It used to be that the artist had to get them, and the artist just didn't. And so then the government's like, we're going to make the actual music platforms get the licenses. So they do now. However, the license does not carry to any videos that you make of your cover song, which is just so frustrating. So without going into that too much further, what I did want to clarify is that a cover song, generally speaking, for purposes on music platforms, it's okay. And I think what he's saying is that someone else impersonating someone else's song, so in this case, The Power of Love covered by Vanny, she sounds amazing, by the way, love the cover, is not okay.
Again, which is illegal. You can't do that. So this means that whenever Celine Dion's The Power of Love gets played on YouTube, Vanny is going to claim it as if it is her song. So that's what I mean. When you start looking into this, it's absolutely crazy. Because Vanny is going to be receiving over 800,000 views worth of ad revenue.
Okay, all right. No, I do need to go further into this. Okay, so Vanny did a cover. This is actually okay, right? So we just cleared that, right? The 2018 Music Modernization Act made it okay, all right, in that the music platforms get the license, artists don't have to get it. And I'm just looking real quick. So on this artist Spotify, she has almost 300,000 monthly listeners. And funny enough, this cover is not in her top 5. So we don't know exactly how many streams it's gotten, but to the extent this artist did this, it actually is okay. She doesn't need to get any kind of license. If she put it into a video on YouTube, then we go, okay, so why has YouTube not flagged the song and taken it down? I think that's probably where he's going with this. And I have an answer for that, but let's let him talk for a second.
That should go to Celine Dion, the songwriters, the record label. Like I said, it all depends on how the publishing rights have been set up and what the deals are, but it doesn't really matter about all of that. The money should be going to them. So yeah, I mean, this is just totally crazy that so many things can be fraudulent all at once.
Absolutely. So Celine Dion is getting paid, and the way it works is that the Mechanical Licensing Collective gets paid by the music platforms, and then the Mechanical Licensing Collective pays the owner of the song. So Celine Dion probably doesn't own her song, it's her label, it's her publisher. So just so you know, that's kind of how it works. The nuanced kind of wrinkle is that, remember I said cover songs cannot be put to a video without permission from the owner. And so in this case, we have a couple of things. We have the artist who didn't likely give authorization for this YouTuber to use her song in the infringing video. So she actually has claims against the YouTuber. And then the question is, well, why didn't YouTube take down this song? And it's because cover songs on YouTube typically don't get flagged anymore because the big record labels have done deals with YouTube. They go, everyone's infringing our stuff and doing their own cover songs. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and monetize the videos. And so we get paid. And so, we don't have to strike all these videos. So logistically, so you guys know, that's generally how it works.
So then I mean, there are so many videos like this, but this is the channel that seems to be putting in most of the effort, knowing that this is a route to easy money, potentially, and to mislead people into thinking that they've been on America's Got Talent. He's putting out videos every 3 days, something like that, with a new song of him kind of green screened on the background. And I'm just going to let this play for a second.
Now the pictures that you left behind are just memories in a different light. Something made us laugh, something made us cry. It made you have to say goodbye. When I get to run my fingers through your hair, touch your lips.
It looks like he's wearing. It looks like he's wearing pajama pants.
Yeah, if you know what you're watching, then it's obvious. But for the people that don't know, obviously it's very misleading. And I'm just going to go back to the beginning because this one starts exactly the same way. So that was starting with the X Factor, and then he cut in. So, and I know exactly why he's done that. If he let that X Factor play for a little bit longer, the intro, that song undoubtedly is copyright. Simon Cowell owns that. So this video would have been claimed. The reason he's taken that out, and let me just have a look at this. Here's another double fraud. Let me just scum down. Look at who's claiming this song. It's not John Bon Jovi or Bon Jovi the band or the record label. It's Risk Big Get Mo Radio Edit. Krystle Athora. So this is, I mean, this must be the guy who's registered this as his song, even though it's Bon Jovi. So this is what I mean, that it's a fraud, but this is a singular fraud.
Okay, so I just looked up this other song because I'm just wondering if the same thing happened. So maybe this YouTuber is taking other people's cover songs. And so actually, all of the artists who made the cover songs are the ones that have claims. So this is what I found on YouTube. Yeah. Okay, I think I see what's going on here. So he's finding cover songs where the singers actually sound like the original artists. But this is interesting because I couldn't find this cover on, for example, Spotify. So I wonder if this infringer is actively selecting songs that might not be in Content ID. This is so interesting. Let's keep going.
Because this person has registered their audio from this, because this isn't Bon Jovi singing, but they've registered their audio for this video as their own and not a Bon Jovi song.
Well, I guess it would have to be in Content ID, right? If it's being recognized. So then maybe it's just not like the big labels where they're claiming and striking and whatever's going on. So we're figuring this out as we go.
The other reason that this is really serious, and again, I know that this guy, Andri, has multiple YouTube channels and he's releasing these videos on all of them. So he's trying to rack up as many views as he can get, and take a look at this, 1.7 million views on this video. Yep. And again, it should be made so clear on these videos that this isn't real. This is something I've made up and don't take it too seriously. But the fact that this audio has been registered as something that it's not is just so dodgy, especially to this guy, because I'm going to show you more videos. I would say to him, delete these videos quickly. And when you're watching this on a phone, I don't think you can see these hashtags underneath it, especially with shorts videos, because they just take up your screen. But here,
oh, good catch.
This is the only clue you would get.
Right.
Hashtag parody song, hashtag parody, hashtag parody song, hashtag parody. I don't know why they're obviously he hasn't written this in, he's just got it from somewhere and copied and pasted it or something, but that's the only idea you get. And trust me, from a legal standpoint, that's not enough. You have got to say, I don't own this footage we're about to watch. I don't own this footage of Simon Cowell. I don't own this logo in the background. I don't actually own these camera shots that are being used.
And look, just to clarify it a little further, and it's not, you don't get to disclaim it away. That's the bottom line. If you don't own it, you cannot use it unless there's some exception, such as under fair use, and putting hashtag parody. It's just not going to cut it.
yeah, like this one. You know, there's so many breaches of copyright, and you know, this judge, who's a radio host here in the UK, has he agreed to be on this video?
That's right.
I don't think so.
That's right.
You could get so many people suing this person. Like I said, if the person who owns this channel and all the other channels that he set up, if you're watching, delete these quickly, because a few people are going to watch this video and they're going to know exactly where to go to find you and your channel. Another side of it are the thumbnails that are being created for these videos. It's a little bit smaller, but if you look at these, it says, you know, Simon Cowell cried hearing the song "Thank You for Loving Me" from a Filipino participant. So again, he's making a false claim in the title of his video. You can't do that. And this is from Andri, which has 1.8 million views. And obviously it's got Simon Cowell crying on there, Amanda Holden as well crying, and him with the song title. Nothing about a parody there. And 1.8 million views. And his channel here is a verified channel. So again, he's digging his own grave here, because he will be traceable from this. And then going down to the next one, this is the same thing. Participants, Filipina participants, makes with golden voices singing Bon Jovi song. And again, you've got the judges here. He's apparently, you know, singing there, making a false claim in the title of the video.
Andri is, you know, I don't know if he's intentionally doing this, but he's diversifying the infringement, which actually can work to his benefit. Because when one channel goes down, because I bet he is dealing with these, let's say, copyright claims, and so he has learned that he needs to upload under different names, and so that he can diversify. Now, you know, when we deal with these issues, we're not only doing international deals, but we're dealing with international infringers, and it gets really tricky because it's difficult to find them. And then once we find them, you know, we're based here in the United States, and so if we need to go to another country, sometimes that means we have to utilize local counsel in that country. Sometimes there might be a language barrier. And then fast forward through all the different things. Well, let's say we sue someone and we win. Can we even go and collect on them for the harm that they caused? So you can see why, you know, creators and content owners can get and do get extremely frustrated.
Look at the way that the thumbnails are made. They are intentionally misleading people.
Yeah.
And then air supply here again, Simon Cowell crying. And actually this is a copied and pasted one, but he's changed. Oh, and now he's holding 2 babies. And when I say that this guy set up multiple accounts, this thumbnail is from, or his video on Raza Andri Alexander. This one is from Studio Andrian. This one's from AA Andri. So he set up loads of different channels and he's uploading them all, hoping that each one will go viral, because people think it's something it's not. So this is another...
All right, real quick on that, guys, from the Willful, remember I was like, hey, willful copyright infringement. There's also willfulness when it comes to trademark infringement. And so when you're like, look at the title, you clearly were trying to mislead people and lie to people. Clearly it was willful, and that's how you get these higher, in the realm of copyright infringement anyway, statutory damages.
Version of this video, again, this time it's Albi Andri. So again, it's that same Andri name. This is another channel that he set up.
Andri's gonna haunt us. Oh wow.
Again, this is something that doesn't sit very well with me. Holding a baby. There's no reason to be holding a baby other than trying to get more people to watch it.
It's late at night. He's in his pajamas. That's why he's holding the baby.
So I would say, if you're going to do this kind of thing, just do it. Don't involve a child who's got nothing to do with this. So yeah, and again, this is all... Yeah, there's nothing about a parody here, and you can get ad revenue for shorts as well, so you can make money from these videos.
Out of nothing at all.
It looks like the kid's actually crying.
Out of nothing at all. Out of nothing at all.
Yeah, so, sadly, I don't know how many channels this guy has got, but he's set up so many. So this is the guy that's doing all of the America's Got Talent videos, and the one holding the baby, and you can actually see it in the picture. It's very small down here, but this is his channel, Andri and Albi, and 650,000 subscribers. So I'm assuming that this is maybe his main channel, and all the other ones that he set up is just to get more ad revenue. But this is his cover, apparently, of Bryan Adams' Heaven. And I mean, when we scroll down, let's see where the ad revenue is going. It's not been claimed, so the ad revenue from this video is going somewhere, and only Andri knows. But what I've done is I have analysed his vocal, as I normally do in my videos, to see what's going on. But this is something that he has created.
Here's my understanding. Guys, leave a comment down below if you have more experience on this. My understanding is that when the song is up, so you have the song up and YouTube typically will connect it to whatever the actual song is. So for example, I'm a musician. When I distribute my music, my distributor and the YouTube channel and all this stuff, they basically will update and provide the information about the song. So my understanding, at least for the songs that we have seen thus far, is that Andri is stealing from other artists who have done cover songs who happen to sound like the original singers. And my understanding is that is why YouTube is then showing that information as part of the description. Now, as far as where is the ad revenue going, well, I can tell you, it's going to the YouTube channel if there is a Google Ads account set up for the channel. So actually, this infringer is collecting everything unless it just so happens that, you know, for example, the Celine Dion song, the label has the automation set up and it recognizes that it's a cover. And so sometimes it will do revenue sharing rather than just taking 100% of it. So I don't know what it is. You would see that in Andri's YouTube channels, plural.
Oh, thinking about the old years. There's only you and me. We were young and wild.
I feel like this could actually be the real guy this time. What do you guys think?
Now nothing could take you away from me. We've been there to run before, but that's over now.
And I mean, even there, this is massively pitch corrected, borderline auto-tuned, because here he holds a note and it's just over the line, just so precise, and when he finishes the line, the reverb then comes in, and even the note within the reverb is over the line. So we've got no variation here. So what he's done is he has sung this, but then he's using Melodyne, most likely, and it looks like it could maybe be Logic Pro 10 in the background, but probably using Melodyne pitch correction in order to get his voice on the notes and directly over these lines. And we can see straight away that it's manipulated, and you can hear it. Even when it's not perfectly over the line, he's straightened out his voice and then moved it slightly sharp, I think maybe to try and get away with it more, but you can tell straight away just from the sound. And obviously I've isolated his vocal, so that's why you can't hear the backing.
You keep me coming back for more.
And it's just always going to be on these lines. So what we've got is him pretending to be on America's Got Talent. That's all fake. And pretending now, this is him singing, but he's not hitting these notes. So he's using technology in order to do that. So this is a shorts video that's just popped up, and it is Andri's, if that's his name. It's his birthday. And you can see this kid, who I've seen in other America's Got Talent videos apparently, with him. So this is obviously the child that he holds when he performs, and he might have two kids or nephews, I don't know the relationship. But then also you have this woman here who, you know, he leans over and he kisses. So I think either they're in a relationship or maybe his wife or something like that. And I thought, hang on, I recognise that face. And because I've been watching so many videos of this fraud kicking off, I went back through my history, and it was this person who, guess what, has a video of the golden buzzer, very extraordinary voice singing.
Can I tell you guys, I just, you know, I've met these power couples, we'll call them, where both figure out these ways to just defraud people or to take advantage of situations, and then they end up developing their thing that they do together. They do their separate business enterprises. I've literally spent the last couple of years going after this couple who did this exact same thing to one of our clients, but let's see what her big appearances look like.
Song Thank You for Loving Me Makes the Judges Cry from Studio Andri, 142,000 subscribers, and this has got 255,000 views. This, and I'll just let it play a little bit.
You and me, the broken old street lights, lock the door.
Same thing, pretending to be on America's Got Talent.
Well, it sounds like that girl who did the Celine Dion cover.
But she wasn't. And it's clearly this scam and this fraud that he's realised, oh, we can make loads of money doing this. What I'll do is set up 3, 4, 5 YouTube channels and we'll distribute our fake videos on all of those, and we'll maybe leave a link so they can come back to this channel where I do actual cover videos that are very heavily pitch corrected. But he's actually now got her involved in doing exactly the same thing. So what I did is I then took this video and I ran it through the pitch monitoring software. I think you guys can already predict what we're going to see, but let's have a look.
For me to say the things I wanna say sometimes. There's no one here but you and me. The broken old street lights, lock the doors, believe the war outside.
I'm not sure what the pitching thing, you know what I'm saying? Say like they kind of sound not so good. I think this sounds nice. I don't know.
So sure enough, I mean, it sounds like she's got vibrato in her voice, you know, which is nice, but this is exactly the same. It's pitch corrected. So Andri obviously knows how to do this if he is indeed doing it, and he's thought, oh, what we can do is record you singing it, I'll pitch correct it, we'll pretend it's on America's Got Talent, we'll upload it, and I guarantee you there's going to be a copyright claim here. But this, on the YouTube video, this is from Vanny Vabiola again.
It was Vanny again. I got it.
So she's claiming this song as hers. So this is the fraudulent claim from that other video. So this Vanny person must be making loads of money from this ad revenue.
You'd hope so, but no. She's not. Unless she has, you know, she has a partner who's doing the content ID and claiming for her, very likely no. And so if again, you know, the context of just seeing this in real time, if I'm correct, and Vanny isn't aware of the infringement and her songs being stolen and monetized in these videos, which are then going and paying the owners of the YouTube channels and not her. She's on our long list of all the people who are having their rights infringed. It's not just the artists who are doing the cover songs, it's the judges, it's their right of publicity, because even if they don't own the footage because they signed the agreement with these TV shows saying you owe, you know, you own everything and then my firstborn, they still didn't give permission for these YouTubers to use their likeness on their channels. The shows themselves have just a plethora of claims.
This is only possible because of pitch correction and Autotune. Because now anybody can do a cover of a song, pitch correct their voice so that it sounds perfectly over the notes, or it sounds, you know, almost pitch perfect. As you guys will know, being over the lines technically isn't pitch perfect, but it sounds really precise. So people that can't really hit the notes now can hit the notes, which now opens the doors to this kind of fraud and this kind of scam.
Well, okay, I'm deviating a little bit from his analysis, just my personal opinion. I'm not going to shame someone if they used Autotune, because then you're just talking about music as soon as Autotune became a thing, and like a lot of people, a lot of time, singers and producers, and I just don't think that they're big fakes if people use Autotune, and in fact, it's style of music. T-Pain, anyone?
So that people can make ad revenue.
Cher?
From a cover that they might not be able to sing, but now they can because of pitch correction and Autotune. Upload it, register that as an original work, pretend to be on America's Got Talent, and just keep doing this ad infinitum, because this Andri guy has obviously stumbled across this and doesn't care about breaking the law. And he's thought, well, why shouldn't I get millions and millions of views? By the way, the channel that we were just on, his official channel, that's had over 220 million views.
Wow.
And as you guys can probably guess, most of those views are from these America's Got Talent imitation fake videos. So again, over 220 million views. That is a hell of a lot of ad revenue going somewhere, taking things that are also registered. You know, you've got the logo, for example. You can't use the logo in the background for America's Got Talent because that's a registered trademark.
As you guys know, I am a trademark attorney, and so I looked up. He is absolutely right. America's Got Talent in the classification of t-shirts. We have the same one for toy microphones, same one for live performances, entertainment services. So they have at least four. Yeah, at least four.
So that is illegal. The more you think about it, the deeper the fraud goes as to how many laws are actually being broken all at the same time. So I have, through the course of this video, now found Vanny Vabiola, who just seems to be a singer in her own right. And I found the actual song, Thank You for Loving Me, Bon Jovi cover by Vanny Vabiola.
Okay.
And this is what was being credited as the copyright owner of this song. So with this particular cover, when we scroll down to see who owns this song, it can only be Bon Jovi or the publishing company that look after Bon Jovi's songs. By law, that's the only thing that can happen. And when we scroll down, Thank You for Loving Me, Vanny Vabiola. So this artist, Vanny, which has nothing to do with the other fraudulent videos that I've been showing you, has registered this song as her own.
Oh man, Vanny's gonna be having such a heart attack when she watches your video. Oh man. The laws related to copyright are going to be different in different countries. So I'm speaking from how it is in the United States. So in the United States, it is okay to do cover songs, and it's authorized by the Copyright Act, and it's because we want to encourage creativity. The whole idea with the Copyright Act is to encourage science and creativity and all the good stuff. And so understanding that this is something that the government actually wants people to do, it then put into place the mechanism for people to do that. So there was this mechanical license. Now, like I was saying, the music platforms get the mechanical license. You can put it on the streaming platforms. If you do other stuff like digital downloads or putting it into a video, like I said, there are different things that are happening, and it's so frustrating because it's like, copyright law says you can't, and so because it's so old, record labels and companies just go and do deals with, you know, the YouTubes of the world so that they can just go and monetize the video. So more than likely, Vanny's video is being monetized by the owner of the Bon Jovi song, and practically speaking, that's how it works. But Vanny, if you're watching this, you are in fact okay, unless the laws of your country specify otherwise.
So whenever somebody else does a cover of the Bon Jovi song, Thank You for Loving Me, Vanny is copyright claiming, that's what the algorithm will do, is copyright claiming that video. But it's Bon Jovi that should be making the money from that song because it's a Bon Jovi song. So, I mean, this just goes to show, I mean, this has had 826,000 views and Vanny has 2.25 million subscribers. So a channel of this size is registering somebody else's song as their work and then collecting ad revenue from other people who cover that song. Talk about going down a rabbit hole. You've got people who've got millions of subscribers who potentially are breaking the law as well and taking ad revenue that should be going to the songwriters of the original composition. So again, this is something that I'm sure a lawyer would love to jump into and find where the ad revenue's going, because doing this, you cannot register a cover as your original work. You might be able to say this imagery is yours, but that's not a song. Like a moving image is not a song. As soon as you then have a song that is somebody else's, they have to get paid for that, or you have to have an agreement with that person, or it has to be fair use, meaning that it's transformative, you know, it's commentary, it's education, it's news, you know, all these different things that cover fair use. It's not a cover. A cover isn't fair use. And yeah.
He's correct about that. A cover is not fair use, but a cover is permissible under the law. And then for those of you who want to maybe dive into this a little bit more, it's 17 USC section 115, and then you want to go to D as in dog. And so this is where it talks about the blanket licensing for mechanicals, and the digital service providers, right, are the ones that are now going to go and get that.
This is why copyright claims exist, so that the people that wrote the song can get paid for when people cover the songs. But then if people start registering your song as theirs, where does that end? And big YouTube channels are obviously doing this.
And I mentioned this a little earlier, but the way that the copyright owners, the publishers, the labels, the way that they get paid is through, at least in the United States, the Mechanical Licensing Collective. There are similar collectives, licensing collectives in other countries. Again, I'm based in the US, but I do international deals a lot, so we have to look into this stuff. So that's how these governments are set up to allow people to do cover songs. But what I think his argument would be better suited for is when it's sampling, right? So sampling is if you're using copyrighted content verbatim, so meaning we were using an actual part of Bon Jovi's song or Celine Dion's song, and we're lip syncing, right, to it, and we're pretending, that's outright copyright infringement. Can't do it, need a license, right? But there is permission when it comes to cover songs, and it's called a compulsory license.
His videos 3 days ago, same thing, pretending to be on America's Got Talent. Then 6 days ago was this cover. 6 days ago, he released another America's Got Talent video. Obviously, the fake ones. 9 days ago, again, 111,000 views from 9 days ago. And you've got, Judge crying here, Simon Cowell crying there, and him singing. Again, no mention of parody there. In the thumbnail or title, Golden Buzzer, 12 days ago. Then 2 weeks ago, which is going to be 14 days. So every 2 or 3 days, this guy is uploading another fake America's Got Talent video and getting 664,000 views from 12 days ago.
Wow.
And here are just 4 of his channels that he's got. So it's like me doing a cover of More Than a Feeling by Boston, claiming my cover as an original work. So now whenever somebody covers that, and it probably wouldn't be covered a lot because it's such a difficult song to, but then again, what am I saying? You can use pitch correction and Autotune, so you'll hit the notes regardless. So yeah, you can do More Than a Feeling by Boston, but it's not by Boston anymore. It's by Wings of Pegasus, because I've registered my cover as an original work. So anybody else that uses my melody, because that's what it all comes down to, will get copyright claimed, and I get the ad revenue for anybody that wants to cover More Than a Feeling by Boston, because actually it's now by Wings of Pegasus.
Well, there could be a version by Wings of Pegasus that would actually be fine. And think of it kind of this way. If you do your own version, so you say the same words, you do the same melodies, it's a cover song. But you have to do your own version. You can't sample, you can't take anything from the actual recorded version itself. It's just the composition that you're following, which again, melody, lyrics. So although this is your now original version, which you do own under the law, what you don't own is the underlying composition. Okay, so if you go to actually register with the Copyright Office, you have to disclaim, because the Copyright Office will be, hey, is there any part of this that you don't own? And you go, I don't own the underlying composition, someone else wrote the song.
So that's the fraud that we're talking about, and that's exactly what has happened in these videos. For those videos that are claimed, we didn't see one claim that was legitimate from the actual band or songwriters or record company or publishing company that would definitely own, and we would know those companies because they're such well-known songs, such as the Bon Jovi one. So I know that this video's gone on for absolutely ages, but yeah, it's just unbelievable what's going on. And I will pass this video on to my lawyer friend, who I'm sure would love to look into this in a little bit more detail and maybe contact the publishing companies who own these songs to see if they know that their songs are getting copyright claimed by people that don't own the song but have registered it as an original work by themselves.
We veered a little bit left with the copyright cover song stuff, okay? But I do want to recap because all the great points that he's making here on the trademark infringement, right? Use of the name, the logo of these TV shows, their distinctive elements. That's not okay by these YouTubers. The TV shows could potentially get injunctive, relief, monetary damages. There's right of publicity issues all over the place from the judges as well as the TV show itself. If it can, be recognized as a distinctive entity, there's unfair competition, right? So that I'm claiming that all day long if I'm filing a lawsuit and just being like, you are diluting what we're doing. You're pretending you're on our show. You're not. And then there's all these issues with the cover songs that were used, I'm assuming, without authorization. There's been lots of money made, of which there's many claimants who rightfully can seek recovery from those damages, but like I said, sometimes it gets tricky when you're dealing with international infringers. I don't know where Andri and Albie are located, but what we do know is that this in fact is causing consumer confusion because it's on the videos themselves saying, hey, love American Idol.
So yeah, this might just be the start of it, but as a musician myself, I'm all for copyright owners getting paid for the songs that they have written. So, yeah, the law seems to have been broken in so many different ways on these kinds of videos. It's mind-boggling, really. So,
okay, we need to talk. So this is what I need you guys to do. I need you to tag up Wings of Pegasus so that I can touch base with him because I will send him my reaction and so we can get on the same page. I would love to talk to him. I love anyone who is doing anything in the music education space and just helping you guys with your music careers or just, being part of the fam. All right, let's see the last part of his video.
Anyway, thank you guys for requesting this analysis video. Keep those suggestions and requests coming in the comment section below.
Yeah. All right, so he is absolutely correct. There is a whole lot of unlawful action happening and, I hate to say it, but I've seen stuff like this before. People figure out, they can infringe to a certain degree, and then it's just kind of dealing with the copyright strikes and the takedowns and the YouTube channel deletions, and they've gotten around it enough. And I would imagine that the blatant infringement is happening on the channels that is not the main channel, right? We saw the main channel for Andri, and there's a substantial number of subscribers to that, so I would doubt that, and again, we'll need to go and double check, but what I have found is that they usually will diversify so that if one YouTube channel goes down, they still have the other 20. Very interesting, guys. If you like learning all about the music business, music law, getting contracts, and doing all the stuff, that's what I do. So I can take you through my music business training. Links down below. Check it out. I'll see you on the next one. I'm top music attorney, Miss Krystle.